Hello everyone and welcome back to the Fashion Fix channel. It's been a while. I took the month of July off. August has been a total roller coaster and now I am crawling to the finish line to get my kids back to school. So filming try-on videos for YouTube hasn't been at the top of the to-do list, but I'm back today filming my first of the fall haul try-on videos. And today we are trying on from Old Navy. All right, before we get into it, let me tell you what we're not going to be trying on today. I did not grab denim or pants. We're going to do a whole series on denim and pants later this fall, so we're not going to touch on those today. I did not pull any activewear or like loungewear. Again, that's something we'll get into later in the season. What we're really trying on right now is going to be more of those transitional looks, transitional pieces that you can take from end of summer into beginning of fall, and also some of the staple pieces for fall, like some layers and things like that that we know we're going to want in our wardrobe. Without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to start with knits, and let's talk about this first one that I'm trying on. There's some things that are going really well for me in this top and some things that aren't so much. So let's break it down. Remember, when you're trying on clothes and shopping for your wardrobe, the three most important things you want to remember is, does the piece fit my shape? Does it fit my style? And does it fit my life? Let's talk about the first one, my shape. I'm an apple. So if you remember, an apple is like a diamond shape. Narrow up through the shoulders, curvy through the midsection, and then narrow again down through the hips. So that's kind of what we're looking at in the cuts and fits of pieces on my shape. This has pretty much the opposite fit of it, very wide and drapey and loose and oversized through the shoulders, and then coming in a little bit more straight through the midsection. And because it's oversized, even though it's coming in straight through the midsection, it's not fitting tight on me where I carry my widest curve. The cut, not the best for me. The other thing that's happening on here is the length of the sleeve. I really want you to pay attention to things like that this fall when you're trying on. Sometimes where the sleeve hits on length can really create an off-balance look on your shape. This would be a little bit better for me if it was coming just up above my elbow. Hitting at my elbow feels a little bit long on me. You also want to watch that down here at your wrist if it's coming too long past your wrist, or if you need to cuff it up and come up on top of the wrist. That's going to change the way that a layer or a top is going to feel more balanced on you. Let's also talk about the fabric, because there's two things we want to look at when we're asking the question if something fits us. The fit consists of the cut and the construction of a garment and then the fabric of it. And I actually really, really like this fabric. So this fabric is very comfortable for me. It's really nice and drapey. It's not clingy, which as someone who carries her curve through the midsection is very welcome. Now let's talk about the style. Style consists of three things: color, pattern and print, and then details. Not a ton of details on this. There's no pattern or print, so we're really looking at the color, which actually brown is in my color wheel of colors that complement me. I would say this, as far as style goes, would be a 2 thumbs up. Now let's talk about life. So this is where we're asking, is this going to add value to my wardrobe? This is when you want to start thinking ahead this fall about wardrobe planning. Where do you have to go? Where do you have to show up? How do you have to be dressed when you arrive at those places? What are your roles and responsibilities this fall? How does your wardrobe need to support that? Trips, vacations, special events and occasions, things like that. I've got 3 kids at home. I work from home. I'm self-employed. I do have to dress myself up nice when I'm, working with clients or hosting other meetings for the business, things like that. But for the most part, my wardrobe is pretty casual because of my lifestyle. So something like this actually would add a ton of value, because I could just wear it with jeans. I could wear it with leggings. I could wear it with jogger pants. I would grab for something like this a lot come this fall. Next up, another brown top. I am really into brown lately, so I grabbed a couple pieces in the colors that I like. This is a wide scoop neck ribbed tee. Now I tucked it in all the way around because the reason I grabbed it is I am very, very into bodysuits these days, and I love tops that I can wear that give the look or illusion of a bodysuit, but it's not. See, it's just a basic tee. But I have it tucked in because that's how I would wear it. I probably wouldn't wear it with these jeans. I just kind of wanted to style it how I would style it. What are we looking at? Shape, style, life. This is wider cut through the shoulders. Remember, I'm narrow through the shoulders. This would be much better for someone who is more like top curvy or hourglass. It's feeling a little bit too wide on my narrow shoulders. Color's great, details are great for my style, and this ribbed texture. My style profile is preppy, sporty, casual. So this is right on the mark for that. And then value. I'm super into bodysuits. I love wearing bodysuits. I know that I would wear a top like this a ton. I can think of a bunch of different denim and pants that I already have in my wardrobe that I would wear this with. So I know that I would add value to my wardrobe. We're moving on to the next category, which is fashion tops. Let me explain to you what fashion tops are. So fashion tops are cute tops. So they're those tops that you want to wear with jeans. Maybe you want to wear them with some slides or some flats or some ankle boots or something like that. And you're going to wear it when you want to maybe be dressed up but not overdressed. When you want to wear something that is a step above, maybe your like everyday look that you wear when you're running errands and cleaning your house or, working from home. That's what a fashion top is. Date night, girls' night out, kind of things like that. Let's start breaking down this top that I have on. Cut is actually awesome for my shape. So you can see that it is coming inward with this kind of pleating detail here up towards the neck, which is complementing that diamond shape that I have up through the top here. So really like that. It's just straighter through the body. The fabric does not cling. It has a nice drape to it, so that feels very comfortable. Let's talk about the style. Great color for me. This is definitely in my wheelhouse for colors. Now let's talk about details. These huge ruffles. Obviously, they stand out. They're a pretty big detail on this top. Ruffles like this is going to lean a little bit more in that romantic or maybe even more slightly boho style or look, which is definitely not me. For lack of a better word, this feels too cute or too sweet for my style profile. If you have romantic in your style profile, this would be something that maybe you would want to try on and something that would add more value to your wardrobe. But for me, it's not fitting in my style profile. So instead of it feeling comfortable for me to wear, it's going to feel more like a costume for me to wear. Like I'm trying to dress myself as something else rather than showing up as my authentic self. Next in the fashion top category is this one. This is also one that I'm tucking in all the way because it has that really fitted feel to it. Again, it's not a bodysuit. It is a classic top, but it kind of gives the illusion of it, and I love those. I love wearing these with my Cali bootcut denim from Madewell. You've seen me wear those a lot, or my slim straight jeans from Wit and Wisdom. Cut for my body shape. We like the high crew neck on this, right? The high crew neck and kind of straight shoulders. Great for an apple. Who would this feel a little bit awkward on? My top curvy or hourglass gals. Because you carry your curve up here through the shoulder, this is going to feel really high and tight and narrow on you and maybe not feel the most balanced on your shape. If you're straight through the top, this would definitely be something you could give a try. But again, pay attention to this neckline here. See if that's something that feels comfortable for you. Let's talk about the style. Color feels good for me. Again, the ribbed texture, that detail is great for my style profile. This is a pretty exaggerated sleeve detail, but it's different than the pink top that I had on prior to this, which was the ruffles, which felt very sweet to me. This paired back to the ribbing here on the body of the top, and then this is a woven in the sleeve, and it being a poof rather than a ruffle definitely is getting more in line with my style profile, which again is sporty, preppy, casual. So this is something that feels more comfortable for me to wear and not as much like a costume for me to wear. If you're teetering on deciding if something is right for your style profile, just kind of think about it that way. Does this feel like something where it's like, oh, this feels again, comfortable for me to wear, feels authentic for me to wear, or does this feel like I'm trying to look like someone else or show up as something else than myself, trying to force a style or force a look onto you because it's more like a costume, then most likely that's really outside of your style profile. We're going to move on to blouses now. Start with shape. Always start there. This is cut perfectly for my apple shape. You can see it has that swing cut to it. So again, as a diamond, I'm like a triangle on the top and then an inverted triangle on the bottom. Those are the shapes that we're looking for on the cut and construction of garments that we're wearing. This has exactly that. Comes up in the shoulder and the neckline and swings out through the midsection. So this is cut perfectly for an apple shape. But it's too big. I think if I remember correctly, they didn't have an extra large available. So I grabbed an XXL. And Old Navy, their sizing is sometimes a bag of tricks. Even though I am an XXL, their XXL is a bit too big on. I just need to go down a size in this. However, I can confidently try on a smaller size in this top and it will fit me well because the cut is right for my shape. If this cut was not right for my shape and I tried to go down a size to get it to fit better or up a size to get it to fit better, it's not going to work. It's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. So you want to make sure it's cut right for your shape first. Then you can negotiate what size in the piece is going to work best for you. This has these on it. Buyer's choice is what I would say. Do you want to tie it? Great. I prefer to just leave them open and hanging. That feels the most comfortable for me. So that's how I would wear it. The color, very bright, very bold, a decent color for me. The pattern feels like it would fit into my wardrobe pretty well too. The other trick to personal style and trying to understand if something is going to work for you or not, think about what's already in your closet. If you have 3 things already in your wardrobe that you could wear this pattern with, most likely it's going to go. It's going to work in your wardrobe. But if you're struggling to think of a layer or a bottom that you can pair this pattern or this color with in your closet, and you think to yourself, well, I have to buy an additional piece to add to my closet to wear with this piece, red flag, that is probably outside your style profile. It should already match and mix with things that are in your closet. Next in the blouse category is just this really basic black top. Now it doesn't quite have the blousey material that one, the pink floral one I just tried on did, but I would still put it in kind of that blouse category because this is something that you would easily dress up with black pants or a pair of work trousers, or maybe you would wear it with a pair of dark denim and do some really fun statement jewelry for like a night out. You would utilize it like you would an essential blouse in your closet. Let's look at a couple of the details. This is what's called a split neck. I love split necks. They work for a lot of people. They give you kind of the option of still having that enclosed neckline up here, but then it splits open into like a little notched V-neck here. So it kind of works for a lot of different body types. I would recommend anyone trying on a split neck. However, we are kind of getting this up and inward pleating here through the neck and the shoulders. So straight and apple girls, definitely give this a try. My top curving hourglass, you might feel that this just kind of isn't fitting balanced on where you carry your curve up here through the top. It has a pretty cut straight through the body. Again, love the fabric. It's not clinging. It's giving a really nice drape. Old Navy is really, with everything I've tried on so far today, I've really liked the fabrics on things from Old Navy because again, we're not getting an awkward cling. We're either getting a nice smooth fitted feel to it, or we're getting a nice drape. That's perfect. 3/4 length sleeves, I absolutely love. Personal preference, these kind of puffy sleeves. Sometimes these puffy sleeves can feel really bulky, and it just comes down to a personal preference. There's really nothing in like what body shape these kind of like larger sleeves, who they work for, who they don't. It's just if you're feeling like sometimes if you were trying on this top and something felt off about it, it might be that these sleeves feel just like a little bit too loose and too big for you. But paired with the 3/4 length, we're more likely going to get a better fit. If the sleeves were this kind of loose this way and it was a full length sleeve, it would feel really frumpy. Since it's pulled up to a 3/4, it's feeling a lot better. Now onto layers. And I am in love with this cardigan. I love the color. I love the cut. I love everything about it. I'm so excited to have this in my wardrobe this fall. Let's talk about a couple things with cardigans. So number 1, my straight shape gals and my apple shape gals. I want you to try down a size in cardigans. Apple girls, you have the narrow shoulders. Straight gals, you have the straight shoulders. It's easy for layers like this to start to feel very bulky and very oversized. Try a size down. I cannot think of a occasion where you would have to be able to button it closed. So if you want to, that's a different story, but you don't have to be able to button close any of your like fashion layers. Obviously jackets like your winter coat or your rain jacket or anorak jacket, that's a different story. But things like this, these kind of layers, we don't need them closed. Other thing that I want you to look at is sleeve length. I mentioned this before earlier in this try-on video. You want to be careful on things getting too long in the sleeves. Sleeves that are too long paired with sleeves that are really loose or big, again, can feel very frumpy. So you want to be careful about that. Length in cardigans. I am not concerned about length for anyone in cardigans. If you are an hourglass or a bottom curvy gal, we talk a lot about making sure that your tops are really coming up and above the hips. We want your tops to feel very balanced on your shape that way, but you do not need to worry about things being too long in your layers like this. Most of the time when you try on a layer, if something feels off about it, it's because your top underneath isn't fitting you correctly, not because the layer isn't fitting you correctly. So I want you to just kind of think about that. Now this has a pretty traditional cut to it. You can see it has the stitching coming in upward on the shoulder. So it doesn't have a drop or like a slouchy shoulder on it, giving it more of that oversized look. So it's coming in cut nice under the arms and through the body on here. So it's very balanced and will feel pretty balanced on most shapes. But like I said, if you're apple or straight and want you to try down a size, then maybe what you would normally grab. This is a wow color. This is a big, bold pop of color. You want to make sure when you're getting layers in these wow colors that it's a wow color that's right for you. Not just a color that you like or think is pretty, but a color that actually complements you. When colors complement you, they're going to complement things that are already in your wardrobe. Can you picture 3 things that you have in your closet that you could wear this with already? If you do, green flag. If you don't, red flag. Maybe this color isn't quite right for you because you don't already have other colors or patterns or prints that you can mix and match this with. For me, it is one of my best colors and I'm obsessed with this cardigan. I love it. For anyone that works from home, are you seeing this cardigan and you're like, yes, have to have that in my wardrobe? This is a great kind of cozy, loungy cardigan that would be great to wear with leggings and a knit tee if you're working from home or have a lot of days that you do spend inside the house coming up this fall and this winter. This is a pretty traditional cut on it. So straight seams through the shoulders and through here. This is going to work on any body shape. You just want to navigate size correctly. So I'm feeling like this is pretty oversized on me as an apple shape because I am so narrow through the shoulder. This is an extra large. The cardigan that I just tried on for you, that raspberry one, was also an extra large, but that delivered a perfect fit. Felt great in that size. The extra large in this feels a little bit oversized on me. If you remember, the raspberry cardigan had the stitching that came in upward, angled inward on the shoulders. It was giving a more narrow fit through the shoulders on me, which is why the extra large worked. This is open straight more around the shoulders, and that's why it's fitting a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna go down a size in it and get a better fit on it there. Now the extra large isn't awful. I could wear it, but I'd like to try on a large just to kind of see. It feels a little bit more balanced on my shoulders here. Definitely a cozy one for this upcoming season. Next up in the layers is this leopard print cardigan. I mean, it's pretty fun. If you are a leopard girly, I definitely recommend trying this on. Some of my favorite ways to wear a leopard print is with a bold pop of color underneath it. So getting that really high contrast. Or you can complement it by just doing a black underneath it. That is another really classic way to wear leopard print. So this is a shorter cut cardigan with a high crew neck fit on it here. This is going to work for most body shapes. Again, you're going to want to just negotiate size to make sure it's fitting comfortably everywhere. But this is a pretty classic cut of a cardigan. The reason why it's going to work for most body shapes is because you're going to wear it open. So even if you're top curvy or hourglass and it has this high crew neck on it, you're not wearing it buttoned closed where it's kind of giving that claustrophobic feel or look to it. I don't know that this is going to add a ton of value to my wardrobe. And when we're thinking about value, that's when we're talking about, does it fit my life? Where would I wear it to? What would I be getting dressed for that I would grab this to wear? So that's how I want you to think about that. Previously, I mentioned a really great kind of exercise in seeing if the style of something is going to fit in your wardrobe is think to yourself, do I have 3 things already in my closet that I can mix and match this with? If you do, green flag. If you don't, red flag. When we're talking about does it fit my life, we want you to do that again. However, ask yourself this. Do I have 3 places I would wear this to? Office, I would wear it for casual night out. School event, I would wear it to church. Can you name 3 places where this would be at the top of the list to grab and wear when you were getting dressed to go there? That's kind of a great exercise to think about. Does this fit my life? Is this something I'm actually going to wear 2 places that I go? Last in the layer category is this blazer. I wanted to grab this blazer because there's some call-outs I wanted to make in general about shopping for blazers when it comes to fit for your body shape and when it comes to style. Structured jackets for apple shapes are awesome in the way that it gets shaped through the midsection, but they can be tricky because look at how big this is on my shoulders. It's a traditional classic cut, but because the construction of it is so structured and the fabric is pretty structured, it gives a really boxy fit. This is an extra large. I would maybe try to go down a size in a large and see how it works, but that'd be pretty dicey. It could potentially work because the fabric on this is really stretchy. So remember, the 2 things that make up the fit of a garment are the cut and construction and the fabric. So we kind of want to be looking at both of those together. For blazers, I always want you to cuff the sleeves, ladies. If you put on a blazer and you feel really boxy in it, give the sleeve a cuff, even if it's a shorter sleeve. So let me show you. This is what we call like a bracelet length sleeve. So it comes up just above the wrist. So this is a shorter sleeve. I'm still gonna cuff it just to kind of relax the look of it on me and have it not feel so boxy. So always give your blazers a cuff, one or two turn ups for sure. I want to point out some details on this. This is a non-traditional lapel. So it has this kind of notch lapel on it rather than like a men's suit jacket. Like picture that, right? Like a traditional lapel in a jacket. This kind of non-traditional detail is something that you should run towards. It really helps blazers and suits if you ever have to dress formal for work. Again, not feel so heavy, not feel so boxy, not feel so dated in the way that they look. So I love non-traditional lapels like this. I also love the stretch of the material. One word you want to look out for is Ponte, Ponte. If you see suit jackets or blazers in that fabric, always try them. A Ponte fabric is going to hold its shape really nicely, but give you some stretch and some movement in it. So it's going to have a much more comfortable fit. Different than cardigans. Remember I said in cardigans, you can go as long as you want, no matter your body shape. I don't care. Not the case for blazers. Structured jackets like this, I do want you to pay attention to the length and make sure that it is giving a balanced look on your shape. So, for my hourglass, my bottom curvy gals, I want these jackets to definitely come up shorter. Straight shape and apple, you can come a little bit longer to the top of the hips. Top curvy, that would be the same for you, coming to the top of the hips about as long as we would want to get on these. Okay, I got one more thing to try on. Let me go grab it. The last thing I have to try on is the Power Soft dress. Now, I don't normally do a lot of dresses, especially not a dress like this, because as an apple shape, dresses are notoriously difficult to fit our shape well. But this was a special request from someone in the Fashion Fix community, and so I wanted to grab it and give it a go. Here's what I didn't even notice when I pulled it off the rack. It has shorts underneath it. It is so comfortable and it is so cozy to wear. So you kind of pull it up and on like a romper. It's active wear, so it's super, super stretchy. I have it in an XXL on because I knew how tight and kind of sucking it would be to the body. So as someone who carries a ton of curve through the midsection, I definitely wanted to make sure I was on the upper end of sizing. If you are straight shape, you could do true to size. If you are an hourglass or bottom curvy, you maybe again want to be on the upper end of sizing to make sure you get a comfortable fit through the curve of your hip here. Top curvy, you can just do traditional sizing for yourself as well on this. It's very comfortable. It's very cozy, but again, very fitted, very hugging, which is the nature of the beast. That's how it's supposed to fit. So it kind of depends on your personal preference and what's comfortable for you. Because of my body shape as an apple, like it's not the most comfortable for me having kind of this tubular fit. So it just kind of stretches out wide through the midsection on me here. It is pretty nice. Okay, let me wrap this up for you here today. We talked a lot about body shape, personal style, and does something add value to your wardrobe with? Does it fit into your lifestyle? If you do not know your body shape, sign up to get a body shape analysis today. There's going to be a link in the description of this video where you can do that. Stay tuned. We are developing and launching a personal style identifier kind of quiz thing as well, where you would sign up, you'd answer a series of questions, and we'd help you identify your personal style and then give you a whole packet on what that looks like, how to dress for it, how it would show up in your closet. It's not launched yet, but keep your eyes open. Check back on the Fashion Fix website. It'll hopefully at some time in September, we will have that ready for you. If you have any questions about anything I tried on, please drop them in the comments. We read them, we respond to them all the time. So make sure you do that and check back for our next try-on for another fall haul.